What's up, everybody? It's your boy again, the Unabonger, and today I'm gonna stomp all over societal norms and your delicate sensibilities by speaking ill of the dead. Today, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about the unnecessary pain and needless suffering, the cruel and unusual punishment that was the majority of the life of the quote-unquote brilliant mathematician and most famous paraplegic after Christopher Reeve, Stephen Hawking, who finally rolled on from this mortal coil on March 14th, 2018. Fitting, I guess, because the date has to do with some nerd-ass math bullshit, or a baked fruit-filled dessert.
Pie.
The most famous irrational number as the proverbial headstone of the most famous irrational person. It is fitting. If you're unaware of who Stephen Hawking was and want to know more, I've already included the Wikipedia link in the description below, so YouTube doesn't have to. See how compliant I am, YouTube? Love me and send me views, please, senpai! But, the cliff notes are, he was a theoretical physicist, cosmologist, author, and director of research at the Center for Theoretical Cosmology within the University of Cambridge. His scientific works included a collaboration with Roger Penrose on gravitational singularity theorems in the framework of general relativity and the theoretical prediction that black holes emit radiation, often called Hawking radiation. Hawking was the first to set out a theory of cosmology explained by a union of the general theory of relativity and quantum mechanics. He was a vigorous supporter of the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. Whew! Yeah, so if you're like me, you're going to try to break down that word salad of quote-unquote accolades and accomplishments into something more understandable to the normal person. And you're going to notice the word theoretical, or some variation of, a fucking lot. Now, I don't want to sound like a flat earther or nothing, but it kinda sounds to me like this dude's whole academic career is, whoa, shit. This motherfucker is hella good at math, bruh. He's probably right about all this other shit he's taking guesses at, too. It's like, apparently in academia, if you get really good at math, so good that calculus doesn't drive you insane, you get to get a gig telling people aliens might exist, and that black holes probably emitted radiation. And my guess is better than yours, because I'm really good at math, and you're dumb. You're just so dumb, you'll never get it. Just take my word for it. School's a scam, fam. College is a scam for rich people to be able to pay for their kids to get a piece of paper to say they don't have to do anything and still get paid. Higher education is all about who you know and who you blow. Or who you do blow with. You don't have to produce a damn thing of value besides a young adult buried under a mountain of debt because you patted him on the back for 4, 8, 12 years to infinity and beyond, assuring him of just how smart he is. Also, he has no other choice but to join the workforce and toil away for the rest of his life to pay off that crushing debt. Maybe it's worth it, or maybe it's social conditioning. You decide. See, I think what's closer to the truth is, aw shucks, that dude got fucked up by God, man. Hey, he was pretty smart already. What if we just push this whole college scam to the next level and get all our buddies to corroborate that this crippled-ass motherfucker is really smart? So smart that we gotta keep him alive, and we'll get the government to pay for it for decades because of all the vast contributions he's made and is still making to science! And they gotta take our word for it! These dumb bastards will never know the difference.
Hey guys, there may be space aliens out there. Or maybe not.
Yeah, that's great, Steve. Why don't you, just keep doing the science, okay, buddy? Did you make the microwave, motherfucker? Did you invent the internet? Can you point to one tangible, real thing the bullshit from your mind actually led to that has made people's lives easier? If you're so smart, why didn't you make yourself a RoboCop suit or upload your consciousness to the Matrix, or get a pro wrestler to carry you around like fucking Master Blaster. If you're so smart, why didn't you even try to cure the disease that fucked up your whole fucking life? If you're so smart, why didn't you blow your brains out when you still fucking could?
But science, man! You're just too dumb! You're just not smart enough to get it!
Let me tell you what I think about space travel. Let me break your heart and tell you why we're never going to live on Mars. And it's because of the physical limitations of the human body. I'll leave a few links below, and you can obviously research it for yourself, but there are countless news articles based on actual measurable facts. I thought that was the definition of science, but what the fuck do I know? But there are countless accounts of physical deformations to the human body and health problems from prolonged time and space. Yeah, we could get around that pesky time and distance thing if we could just create a teleporter from Star Trek. Hey, that's my theory. I can take a wild guess and make shit up because I read a lot of comic books. Because I can balance my checkbook. Does that make me a scientist now? Am I a fucking genius yet? Besides the fact that human beings can't live long in space, we as a species and a planet have got a much more imminent problem than that, and it's called Fukushima. We've all got our heads in the sand over that catastrophic fuck-up, and about every 6 months you'll find a follow-up article for it, if you actually go out and look for it yourself. And yep, still glugging out millions of gallons of irradiated seawater every fucking day since March 11th, 2011. Unless the goddamn Enterprise just appears out of nowhere and beams us all the fuck up to a science fiction utopia, we're all gonna be dead before too long anyway. Fucking nuclear isotopes are already being found in groundwater in the USA. And all these genius scientists, they don't talk about fixing that, do they? Because they know they can't. Because they know we're all fucked.
We're all gonna die.
There's limitations to everything and everyone, and just because this guy could count like a motherfucker doesn't mean that he was really that smart. Because just use your fucking eyes and your common sense and what you'd want for yourself, man. Do you think anybody wants to live like that? It just shows that for how fucking smart you are, you might as well be jacking off on a fucking street corner. Did you see that fucking movie with Russell Crowe and Jennifer Connelly after she got her tits cut out? The short version is, it didn't work out for him either, man. If I was Stephen Hawking, man, I'm sorry, but if I was that motherfucker, I'd just be blinking kill me in Morse code all the fucking time. More like Morose code. I'd be speaking spelling to every able-bodied person, please grant me the sweet, sweet release of death, and I will grant you all of your wildest dreams of riches. I will gift you some cutting-edge science shit that is actually practical and useful and get you hella paid. My nigga. Just shoot me in the head, and it can all be yours. It's debatable that Stephen Hawking was the smartest guy in the world, but he was seriously lacking in common fucking sense. I wonder if certain words and phrases were banned from his speak and spell, like suicide and kill me and shit like that. Y'all can keep telling yourselves and trying to convince the rest of the world that it was brave and humane and actually really, really smart. So smart my dumb ass will never understand it. To keep this guy alive 40 years too long, but I've got eyes in my head, and all I see is a lot of pointless rambling and needless suffering. He had all these fantastic theoretical insights about black holes and space bullshit, but they're all moot because the human body could never survive the trip and the prolonged exposure to radiation. Sounds to me more like the daydreams of a man driven mad by being trapped in his prison of a body for the majority of his life. Yeah, life is suffering and all that philosophical bullshit. There's limits to everything. Sometimes you just need to hit that reset button, my nigga. All lives aren't worth living. Yeah, I believe in the right to life, but I also believe that all lives aren't worth living. And what I mean by that is, ideally, yeah, it would be awesome if this was a perfect world and health problems were non-existent. But the reality of the world is, it's not perfect. In fact, it sucks for a lot of people, if not all of us, to varying degrees. The biggest fallacy in the building blocks of the United States of America, in the Constitution itself, is that all men are created equal. Because that's actually not the case. Not really. That's not a racist thing or sexist thing or whatever ist thing is in vogue. It's just the way it is. Stop living in your ivory tower and take a look at a mental hospital, or on your local street corner. It's just the reality of this world. Sometimes God fucks up, man. Stephen Hawking is a monument to how far left we've gone as a society. Too far left. His life being prolonged for that long is a marionette of what life should be. Now, I know a lot of this video has been a little less than politically correct. I know these views I've been espousing are not part of the current zeitgeist. I know they may be viewed as less than enlightened and humane. And I must admit, I do too. No one knows how their body will betray them. I agree that this argument, this rant, is on the far side of a spectrum from where you're from where most people are from. And ultimately, I do believe in the right to life for everyone. But you must admit, this particular example is on a very, very far side of the spectrum too. And I think it's awesome and amazing that this man, with all the physical ailments against him, that he was able to live this long with the amazing benefits of modern medicine. But, here I go again. But, if that's not available for everyone with these physical ailments, isn't it just kind of a gross display and abuse of power? Yet again? Oh, but this guy is really smart though. So smart. I also want to know how many millions of dollars, or pounds, or euros, or what the fuck ever. I want to know how much money was spent alone on wiping his ass over the years. You think that expenditure would have been deemed worthy for anyone else in his situation? Before I sign off today, let me remind you to smash that like button, subscribe to this here Humaine Garbeige YouTube channel, and click on the bell to get notifications, leave a comment below, and to bitch me out in something closer to real time, hit me up on Twitter at the Unabonger. One of Stephen Hawking's most well-known quotes is, "Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change." And yeah, that's nice, and it makes even the dumbest bastard who can read it and walk up a staircase just as smart as the guy in the wheelchair who can't even talk. Let me leave you to ponder this quote from yours truly. Intelligence and common sense are two different, yet related and interdependent things. One has more value than the other, and the former has no value without the latter.